Musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't tell law in your hands for your authority, that it can't take your life. Crime stopper here for us, we be safety to your door, whether you rich or you poor. If you see you not talking, I mean you check. You wait for your safety. If you see, don't keep it. No part of report. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop it. Crime for all of us. Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop it. Crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop it. Crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop it. Crime for all of us.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia.
Randy, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop and restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Grove Junction on the Old Road?
Oh, no, Charles. Tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever vacation jumping till the break of dawn. Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LIB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Garland Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide. So we start to talk. No one's going to
Let's say a pleasant good morning to our beautiful listeners and our beautiful viewers. Those of you following this midweek presentation, we say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are and following us. We want to welcome you. This is the midweek edition of the program from the Print News, a regular feature here on this radio that comes your way from Monday straight up to Friday from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And it's good to be here this morning, and I'd like to welcome all of you tuning in to this edition of the Print News. My name is Wendell Nimne, and I'm here with Esther Daku and Aliyu Masale. Esther, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Wendell. Good morning to all of us this morning, wherever you are following us from. We want to welcome you to the midweek edition of the program from the Print News here on Freedom FM. I think Masale has an issue, and so you have to get out and come back in. Devices not connected. Aliyu Masale, if you're hearing me, you have to get out, and re-sign in.
Masale, so if you are listening to us from the online platform, I'm quite sure you know by now that your device is not connected. So please try and get connected. I told you about using these Chinese devices. I think he's going off waiting to come back.
No, yeah.
So folks, let's recognize our sponsor. First, we want to give it a big time for Exodus Best Price Store. Exodus Best Price Store is owned and operated by Mr. Henry K. Jackson, a proud son of Maryland County. And those of you having that special occasion, you're having a party, you're having a wedding reception, a repast, somewhere you want to have alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks for that occasion. Well, the retail and wholesale store is Exodus Best Price Store. The guys, they are very, very cheap. I mean, they have prices very, very cheap. So, I mean, when you go there with $100 to purchase, you're going to get more than what you expect. So those of you who are listening to us, you want to get alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks, Exodus Best Price Store is that place to be. And also proud to be associated with the program is Mayuba and Sons Incorporated, petroleum dealer in Liberia, and Crime Stopper Liberia, headed by our former CEO, Old Man Sam Sion. Esther, how was your night?
Well, last night was not good at all. I have an issue in my community, even though I don't know what is the cause. But the day before yesterday, my current went low. I mean, the whole community, the current went low, and then we couldn't, have anything plugged. But then when we woke up in the morning, there was no current. I went home yesterday. It was total darkness. And so, yeah, not fair on my end, though. I have my meter, with a lot of money in it, but I can't use it. I don't know whether it is transformer.
So you slept in darkness.
Yeah, so I intend to go home soon today so I can get to the root.
You better get used to sleeping in darkness.
Why?
We got out of the country.
Yes, I think
you guys got to get used to it.
Most of my, it makes the work difficult at home.
Yeah.
Especially most of your devices you have to use.
You can use them.
Electricity and stuff. I mean, it's difficult.
So this not me now, because under the Georgia administration, I always said this on this radio. Look, we enjoyed the current for 6 years. I mean, we were taking bath, going to bed, sleeping, and doing all kinds of things with it. But now it's kind of difficult the way we were enjoying the current, we no longer enjoy the current like that. I'm talking about the Banjo area in district number 17, Peace Island, let me be precise. The way we're enjoying the current before, we are not enjoying the current like that. So I'm already adjusted. I'm not going to worry myself over something I know that, will not come so easy.
Right.
Ali Masale, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Dimble. Good morning, Esther. Good morning to our librarian.
Speed trap reported ahead.
Glad to be here this morning. Mr. Dimble, why you say my girl used to sleeping in heat?
I'm telling you.
What do you do now, Leo? We get control of it.
Can't nobody get used to something like that.
We get control of it. So LEC said they ain't giving you a current for
And that
the
is
whole
why
month.
I will
It
not
means
let
you
you
must have
do
a
it.
standby.
I will be on their back until
But
they can come back to
Mr.
the
Dimble, why going on in our country?
Speed trap.
See how they will make that glowing. See how Esther got getting further. I said, that's so.
Hey, you the born and change the copy. You better sit down with it, girl. Yeah. You better sit
Esther,
down.
you looking sharp, man. Thank you, man.
Okay. I like that. I like the way you put it, my sister.
Of course.
Yeah. Ali is a very nice guy, and I like your outfit too, man. It's a nice polo suit she's wearing.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
I ask you to come model for me now.
I got
Ali, you're killing it.
I got to bluff more, so yeah.
Yeah. But folks, that's it. It's good to be here this morning. And those of you watching us, please help us share the live. It's important that you do. And those of you who are watching us, please drop a comment in our comment section. We want to say good morning. We haven't done this since we began, this show under the new leadership. So let's use this time to say good morning to our new Chief Executive Officer, the Honorable Councillor Jonathan Fonati Kofa. I'd like to say good morning to you and your darling wife. Hope you folks are having a wonderful, wonderful midweek as we all begin the start of the day. Want to say good morning to you, and we wish you all a blessed day, Mr. I'd like to put his title there, Honorable Councillor Jonathan Fonati Kofa, and your darling wife, Dee Yeketsen Kofa. Madam, good morning to you.
Right.
All right, in our studio this morning, Esther and I, we have together, we are Leo, we have the hard copies of the Front Page Africa newspaper and the Inquirer newspaper. I'm going to take 2 stories from my end, and I'm quite sure Esther is going to take 3 from her end. So let's begin. Top stories, it says, accentuating the border crisis, Bwaka pushes regional security and investment agenda at Africa Forward Summit in Kenya. And that's regional news. Let's get to some legal issues. It says an irreconcilable contradiction. Defense moves to overturn split verdict in explosive U.S. $6.2 million economic sabotage trial. And then lastly, this has to do with Crime Watch. I am dying. Father of 5 fights for life after brutal pin Butch attack over US $10. After brutal pin Butch attack over US $10. All right, those are the top stories on the Front Page Africa newspaper. Let's get to more stories. Liberia turns to Austrian firm to rescue troubled national ID system as activists flag security concerns. Questioning the secret deal. We will get to the public. We want to reach a reasonable position, and I will be able to speak to the press. The envelope of the government is so small, the government will not be able to commit in a 1-year budget over US $40 million to the National Identification Registry alone. Andrew Peters, Executive Director, National Identification Registry. Who is this company? who is this company? Just can. It says, what is their track record? These are things the public should know because we are talking about citizens' information. There must be strong safeguards and transparency. Harold Ado, Executive Director, Integrity Watch Liberia. Very interesting story. Let's get to it and take a few lines from there. We're not going to do a lot of reading today because we want to engage our followers. So it says here, nearly a year after public anger forced the government to suspend the chaotic rollout of the National Digital Identification Registry, Liberia is preparing to hire a private company to help restart the enrollment and operate the system. The system will digitize the data of the Liberian population, making banking and a range of other services faster and more secure, supercharging technical innovation and bringing the country up to the standard of most countries in the world. It is part of a broader World Bank funded governance and digital services project called the GREAT Project to digitize Liberia's public services. The head of the National Registry, Andrew Peters, said the government has hired the Austrian company, OSD, which will bring capital and expertise that the government does not have. The company website claims to have over 200 years of experience. 200 years that we get 42-year-old experience. President, we're still going through the thing, and then they're bringing another company to say they get 200 years experience. But anyway, that's it. Let's move. It says, but the plan has been marred in secrecy that is angering transparency activists. The government has not said how the company was selected or what the deal entails. A presidential committee report that was supposed to guide the process has also not been released to the public. Peters confirmed that the steering committee tasked with reviewing what went wrong with the original rollout and recommending a path forward submitted its report to President Bouaka in November. 5 months later, the report remains secret. We will get to the public, Peters said. We want to reach a reasonable position, and I will be able to speak to the press. The original contract now being made into a concession, a much larger deal that will bring in a private company to help enroll all 5.3 million Liberians. The original contract with Kenya company, that's Technobrain, targeted only 1 to 2 million people because the government could not afford to enroll the entire population under that model, said Peters. The estimated cost of enrolling everyone is as much as US 40 million and may go higher. Too big a stretch for a government with competing crisis and an annual budget of just 1.2 billion. The envelope of the government is so small, he said, the government would not be able to commit in a one-year budget. All right, so it says the government would not be able to commit in a one-year budget. Okay, where is that? But let's leave it right there, folks. Let's leave it there and jump to more stories. Let's move on and take more stories.
Right.
Right. This is our final story we're about to run you through. And it says here, as Sweden exits Liberia, girls' sexual and reproductive health and rights face an uncertain future. We are worried. Sexual and reproductive health and rights have gone from being taboo in Liberia to being discussed as a political issue in the media and among decision makers. When Sweden's funding and the protection that international support entails disappear, sexual and reproductive health rights risks once again becoming a taboo subject. Aminata Kamara Snare, coordinator, Swedish Association for Sexuality Education. Let's take a few lines from that story, and this is going to be our final story here from the front page Africa newspaper. And it says, yeah, at a Valentine's Day gathering earlier this year, a teenage girl stood before her peers. She described a boy in her community who had been giving her gifts and telling her she was the prettiest girl he had ever seen. She was flattered by his attention, according to one of the club leaders, and was thinking about loving him. But then she joined this club. Paramount Young Women Initiative is a school-based mentoring program in about 35 high schools across Liberia. It teaches girls about menstruation, puberty, teen pregnancy, consent, and coercion. It also builds bodily autonomy, confidence, and leadership. After joining it, the teenage girl saw her suitor in a new light. She got to know that the beauty he was applauding was because he had an ulterior motive, said Howard Wilson, a sexual and reproductive health mentor. The girl still in the school and was determined to finish. For Wilson, it was one more example of the kind of intervention that has played out for the last 4 years in schools across Monserrado, Bong, Grand Bassa, and Magimi counties. Many of them places where students would otherwise receive no sex education at all. Now, Wilson said she is no longer sure how many more of these or those meetings there will be. The Swedish government is the sole backer of the US $2.4 million Amplifying Rights Network. Wilson leads the Paramount Young Women Initiative, one of 10 civil society organizations working on sexual and reproductive health and rights in Liberia through the Swedish Association for Sexuality Education. The project ends this month ahead of the Swedish government withdrawal from Liberia. With all the work we have done around sexual and reproductive health and rights, we are worried, Wilson said. In a public statement, the Swedish embassy said that decision was a consequence of reduced funding in its overall budget for development cooperation and not in any way linked to politics or policies or events in Liberia. Liberia is among 4 African countries losing Swedish bilateral support. The others are Tanzania, Zimbabwe, and Mozambique. The Swedish government has said the move will allow it to divert support to Ukraine in its fight against the invasion by Russia. Now, in its 4th year, the Swedish government said the move was necessary now that the Trump administration in the United States has slashed its support. Many Swedes see Russian expansion in its region as its serious threat. For reproductive health advocates, the closure threatens infrastructure that has taken years to build in a country where comprehensive sex education is taught in very few schools. They said the network has become a key source of information about bodies' rights, consent, contraception, and protection, especially for young people outside Monrovia. Esther, I think because of time, we'll stop here and then send controls to you for the continuation of the dailies.
Thank you, Wendell. Thank you so much. Before me, I have the Inquirer newspaper, and we're going to look at interesting stories here today. We're not going to look at all of it, but we will definitely bring you, captions from the various stories we have here. The top story here says Person Waters, broken promises, Masale alarms over Marfa River crisis. We'll take some lines from this story. It says former President of Liberia, President Abraham Masale, has issued an emotional condemnation of what he described as a dangerous environmental catastrophic unfolding along the Marfa River in Grand Cape County. Masale warned that thousands of residents may be facing severe health risks linked to toxic chemical pollution allegedly connected to mining activities. In a statement issued following his tour affected communities in Kuala and Gulakonen districts, Masale said he traveled to the area to witness firsthand the condition of the river and hear directly from residents whose lives and livelihoods have been devastated. What we saw today is deeply troubling. The Marfa River has drastically changed in color. It is cloudy, muddy, filled with foam and bubbles, and appears almost lifeless, Masale declared. The former PUL president painted a grim picture of a public health emergency, citing reports that laboratory tests allegedly conducted by the Environmental Protection Agency in February 2023 and found dangerously high levels of cyanide, arsenic, and mercury, iron, and copper sulfate in the Marfa River, the Marvel Creek, and connected territory. According to him, exposure to such chemicals could trigger cancers, liver and kidney failure, cardiovascular diseases, neurological disorders, reproductive complications, intestinal bleeding, respiratory illness, and developmental delays in children. He warned these chemicals are extremely toxic. Now, people, completion is on page 10 of this paper. Let's flip there quickly and bring you some more lines. Where is it? Do not deserve to live under these conditions. Masale also accused governments of failing to undertake comprehensive environmental cleanup while affected communities continue to consume and rely on what he described as unsafe water sources for drinking, cooking, bathing, laundry, and livestock. There has been no river dredging, no sediment remover, no chemical neutralization, no long-term water purification program, and no replacement water system, he lamented. Calling on President Joseph Boakai to immediately declare an environmental emergency, Masale urged authorities to compel Blue Mountain Mining Corporation to finance and execute a full cleanup of the Marfa River and Marvel Creek. There is no doubt in my mind that this pollution is linked to more mining, he asserted, adding that the situation has already resulted in mass fish kills, destruction of aquatic life, and severe disruptions to local livelihoods. Masale also criticized Cape Mount's elected officials for what he described their silence amid a crisis threatened the health of thousands, and said it's appealing that those elected to lead Liberia remain largely silent. The outspoken advocate urged that emergency stabilization efforts could be completed within 2 months at a cost of less than US 10 million if authorities act swiftly. He proposed immediate interventions into boreholes, mobile water purification systems, bottled water distribution, mobile health clinics, and direct compensation for affected families. He further warned the potentially catastrophic consequences if there had been any structural failure involving mining, tailings, dams, comparing the risks to Brazil's deadly 2009 dam collapse that killed hundreds and caused environmental devastation, costing more than US 700 million. The 1982 Norway camp landslide in Cape Mount should remind us of the human cost of these tragedies. He cautioned Masale stressed the need for stricter mining regulations, mandatory environmental rehabilitation fund, real-time water monitoring system, and zero tolerance for river pollution. Sorry, but that's the story there. We will look up more stories this morning on the Inquirer newspaper. We have EU diplomat engages UL on global affairs. Interesting one. Let's take some lines from here. European Union diplomat Zoltan Sizala recently engaged students, academic, and members of the public at the University of Liberia in wide-ranging discussion on global affairs, policy, and EU-Liberia relations as part of the activities marking European Union Week. And of course, charged the affairs of the European Union delegation, Yamarovia served as guest lecturer during a one-day forum held recently in Tottenham Hall Auditorium on the university's Capitol Hill campus. The event was organized by the European Union delegation in collaboration with the Ibrahim Bandamasi Graduate School of International Studies. The lecture attracted representative of the EU delegation, university administrators, faculty members, students, staff, and members of the public, and the online participants. Discussions focused on pressing international issues, multilateral cooperation, and contemporary global challenges. During his presentation, he reflected on the evolution of the European Union and its relationship with Liberia and the African continent. He noted that the European Union has maintained peace among its member states for past 76 years without internal military conflict. Well, let's leave you there on that story. We have WATAF TJN as TJNA convened tax dialogue in Abuja. Bring you to the back page of this paper. We have George Japate alarms over pre-trial detainees. George Japate alarms over pre-trial detainees. And then that's one. Let's look at our final story for the back page of the Inquirer newspaper. Africa elections confirmed in Senegal. Government pushes disability rights. The government, through the National Elections Commission, has joined African election leaders, disability advocates, and international partners in a major continental push to strengthen the inclusion of persons with disability in electoral processes across Africa's rapidly evolving digital landscape. The high-level Africa Confab on disability inclusion in electoral processes in the digital era, currently underway in Dakar, Senegal, has brought together electoral commissions, organizations of persons with disabilities, regional institutions, development partners, and election stakeholders from across the continent chart a more inclusive, democratic future. The conference is centered on advancing electoral accessibility and participation through digital innovation, accountability, data management, and inclusive electoral system throughout the entire electoral cycle. Representing the government at the opening session on Tuesday, May 12, 2026. NEC Deputy Executive Director for Programs, Nactus Wisa, joined a panel of leading regional election experts advocating for stronger protections and participation rights for persons with disabilities and other marginalized groups in Africa. During his presentation, Wisa outlined Liberia's legal and constitutional commitments to disability inclusion in elections. He stressed that the country's electoral framework aligns with Article 29 of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, which guarantee political participation and voting rights for PWDs. He pointed to Article 77 of the Liberian Constitution, which grants voting rights to every Liberian citizen aged 18 and above, regardless of status. He also highlighted provisions within Liberia's new elections laws designed to ensure accessibility for persons with disabilities, voters' registration centers, and polling stations during elections. According to him, Liberia has continued taking deliberate steps towards inclusive governance by reintegrating disability rights into national development priorities. He reminded the conference that Liberia ratified the CRPD in 2012 as part of its international commitment to protecting the rights of persons with disabilities. That commitment, he noted, is now reflected in the government of Liberia's National Development Agenda 2005 to 2029, widely known as the ARREST Agenda, which prioritizes inclusion of women, children, and persons with disabilities in national development and governance programs. Liberia's delegation at the conference also includes Reverend Aaron Wright, head of National Commission on Disabilities, further underscoring the country's growing engagement in disability rights advocacy and inclusive democratic participation. The conference is being organized by the United Nations Development Program in collaboration with the United Nations Electoral Assistance Division and the Africa Disability Alliance, with financial and technical backing from the governments of Germany and Spain. Organizers described the gathering as historic, marking the first ever United Nations Electoral Assistance Conference solely dedicated to placing persons with disabilities at the center of conversations on digital transformation, political participation, and electoral systems in Africa. As Africa's nations increasingly adapt digital technologies in elections, participants say the conference is expected to produce practical strategies aimed at ensuring no voter is excluded because of disability, limited access, or social marginalization. For Liberia, NEC officials added that the engagement represents another opportunity to showcase the country's progress while learning from regional experiences to further strengthen inclusive elections and democratic participation for all citizens. Well, that's the story. Continued collapse in Vartan causes major traffic disruption. Wendell, it was not easy yesterday. I'm telling you.
You telling me
I sat in that traffic up to 8 o'clock in the night.
Oh man,
Wow.
Look, the guy, the driver of that truck, he needs to be dismissed from the company because you cannot risk people money like that. Why you had to go cross all that thing? He was trying to cross, and that's how
That's what they normally do.
Yeah.
They always cross. I was
Yeah,
the last
you
time
know?
somebody tried crossing, and they would not take their
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, you see.
Yeah.
So I mean, that
It
was
just happened like there was
that
no
guy
live bus.
inconvenienced a lot of people on yesterday. People couldn't catch up with time. People got home late, and you know, you can't be in a car so tight, most especially a commercial vehicle where everybody's squeezed up and they're just there for hours. You know, it was so bad on yesterday. That chap needs to be dismissed. But let's recap those stories we ran you through this morning, and then we come back and take our break. You hear from Aliyu Masale, and then we can hear from our people. So this morning, we started with the front page Africa top stories, accentuating the borders crisis, Bwaka Puche's regional security and investment agenda at Africa Forward Summit in Kenya, and an irreconcilable contradiction. Defense moves to overturn split verdict in explosive U.S. $6.2 million economic sabotage trial. Another story here says, I am dying. Father of 5 fights for life after brutal pin butch attack over US $10. And questioning the secret trial, the secret deal, questioning the secret deal. Liberia turns to Austrian firm to rescue troubled national ID system as activists flag security concerns. They say the company here from Austria have 200 years experience. Man, so they don't want coming to take over our ID cabinet. 200 years experience. Wow. As Sweden exits Liberia, girls' sexual and reproductive health and rights face an uncertain future. We are worried. And that does it for the front page African newspaper. The Inquirer, poison waters and broken promises. Masale alarms over Mafa River crisis. Aliyu Masale, your brother is vexed and he's not happy with the way things are going on in your county. EU diplomat engages UL on global affairs. And WATAF and TJNA convene tax dialogue in Abuja. Let's flip you to the back page. George Jabate alarms over pre-trial detainees. And lastly, for the back page of the Inquirer newspaper, Africa elections confirmed in Senegal. Government pushes disability rights. And that does it for the Inquirer newspaper. Let's take our break now. When we come back, we'll join our team. This time we are so much, concerned about time. So we are going to take word from our sponsor. When we come back, we send controls to the USA team. This is the program from the pre-news brought to you by Crime Stopper Liberia, Exodus Best Price Store, and Mayuba and Sons Incorporated.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. This is Old Man Sam Sion, your community crime fighting partner. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Sion.
We want peace in Liberia. Peace in Monrovia. We want peace in Liberia.
Randy, why you taking?
I said, darling, you look so worried.
Charles, I'm worried because I don't know where to get stuff for my shop in restaurant.
Oh, come on, man. Haven't you heard about Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and Smart Grove Junction on the Old Road?
Oh no, Charles, tell me about it.
Exodus Best Price Store got everything for your shop and restaurant. And the good news is that they have reduced the prices of club beer products and imported beverages. So to keep that graduation party, wedding reception, and whatever occasion jumping till the break of dawn, Exodus Best Price Store is that place for you.
Is that all?
No, they have for the first time introduced on the LRB market Buffalo Revive that comes with 4 different flavors: Cool Blue, Apple Kiwi, Full Red, and Fitness Orange. It's good for athlete and everyone. For wholesale and retail supply, call cell number 0770-617-575. Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction. We are your cheaper wholesale and retail store.
Exactly. When you want some more, I provide it. So start to talk.
Thank you very much, and let's say a big thank you to them, our sponsor, Crime Stopper Liberia, Exodus Best Price Store on Gurley Street and the Old Road Smart Road Junction, and Mayuba and Sons Incorporated. So we are sending controls now to the United States. It's 12 minutes up to midday, and our guys are already set to run us through the weather report, and also hear from them on some of the stories we read this morning.
Great.
So let's hear from you guys. Tunis, good morning. You have to unmute yourself, Tunis.
Good morning,
Good.
Window. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Ali. Good morning, Mama Liberia. Assalamu alaikum to my Muslim brothers and sisters. I wish we all having a nice day. Let me give you the weather report, and then we move on. Today we're about, as it is for now, it's 88 degrees, but it feels like 101, and it's a little bit cloudy. You'll be experiencing sun and a little bit of shower. a little bit of rain, 20% of rain. Like I said, yesterday was a raining day for you. Part of the day, almost in the entire evening, was a raining day. And the heat didn't go away yet anyway. The heat still is around us. It's about 78 average in the daytime. As the nightfall, you're going to go up to 95. That's how the heat is. It's not giving you any break yet. Tomorrow, Thursday is almost like today. Its temperatures tomorrow going to be 90, but it feel like 102. It's going to be mixed up. In the evening hour, you'll find heavy rain coming, thunderstorm. In the morning hour, you probably will wake up like remnants of rain that will happen at night. And about 7 o'clock, it will still be cloudy, but the sun will come before the morning is over. And it will stay like that until late in the evening. Then we start experiencing some rain. That's Thursday weather. Friday will be almost the same as Thursday. 86 degrees, feel like 97. Wind participation, which is chances of rain, will be 40%. Wind will be 7 miles per hour. Humidity is very high on Friday. Very, very high. Even in the daytime, it's almost 85. And it will go up to 90 something, 93 at night. So say you hear from Freedom FM, wherever you go, say Freedom FM weather reports is accurate. Okay, I mean, we are in the rainy season, so if you get a break that a day it didn't rain, so be it. But always, especially the evening hour, where you are experiencing rain, and we must pray to God for it to rain at nighttime because the heat is be too heavy for you, so that it can be cooled off a little bit. So that's your 3 days weather report, which is today, tomorrow, and Friday. Take it as it is. Back to you guys, all the missing control to Aliyu. Aliyu, good morning.
Aliyu, where are you? Aliyu Masale, are you there? It's like Aliyu is not around. I don't know where is Aliyu. I see him on, but we just can't hear from him. So, Tunes, you were there and listening to the stories we read. I don't know whether you have interest in taking one of them, so we can hear from you. You know about some of the stories we ran you through this morning.
I wasn't really paying attention. I was in the shower from there, getting prepared to go to work. I just stopped by to give you the weather report. But you can go on as time. Probably I'll catch up a little bit from what I'm hearing from others.
Okay, that's it, Esther. We read a lot of story, and this story is very interesting. This ID card thing, is very interesting because I'm told the entire National Identification Registry is shut down.
Yeah.
All right, folks are finding it difficult to obtain their citizen ID card. You remember the government suspended the issuance of
and I thought it was suspended because maybe they had something to handle.
No money.
Really?
Yeah, no
they
money.
They turned to an Australian company
that been having.
Is it going to be free?
So the Austrian company they are talking about, they said the company have 200 years experience. 200, not 1 year. Aliyu Masale is back, but we'll surely bring him on. But Aliyu, let's hear from you first, since you were not around. We give you the time. Let's hear from you, then we can come back and talk this National Identification Registry thing. Aliyu, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here, but you're having backstage.
Wherever you are,
we didn't know you were backstage.
Wherever you are hiding.
But when I saw, I was talking, but when I noticed I was backstage, I said, "Oh,
oh,
yes."
I'm sorry.
The issue here it had to do with this identification card because this morning when I read my email from Front Page Africa, I was like, really? So this government, why are they keep increasing taxes in the country when they cannot even afford to do anything? You want to tell me the government don't have money? They will take our biometric system and give it to a foreign company. What is the data protection policy the government have put in place? This is alarming. You see,
Fine question.
every one of you over there now, a foreign company coming to take your biometric and they have it, and you people don't even say no, the policy that they put in place to protect the data. It was almost like what we were hearing the last time about them giving the Liberia health data to America and they were going to give them some money. This is not good. This government, they claim to be educated, they coming to rescue the country. These are some of the things when we say is, they say we hate the government, we don't want to see the best for our country, we want to save and bomb up the country. Liberia is not a poor country. I will always say this. For the fact that number one, our lawmakers, the money they make, the country you refer to as the greatest country in the world, America, their lawmakers don't even make that money. Look at Richard Kuhn budget today. Google it and Google the hospital of America budget. Richard Kuhn budget is far more than American hospital budget. You get all this money, you can do nothing on your own budget dependency syndrome. To be depending on other nations. The money you're taking to give to a foreign company, we could use that money to train our own people to be able to do our national ID card, protect our data instead of giving it to a foreign company. That is not good. You see, the $10 million you told yourself, Joseph Wakai, you took $10 million Liberia people money because I have my power money there to go pay him marshal info. That money could even be used. The millions of dollars you're taking to pay him warehouse, say he was in our country, we know about Boca Foundation to get warehouse, that money could be used. You see, there are a lot of money you people are spending uselessly and wastefully that could be used in our country to solve some of these problems. Than to say, oh, the government cannot afford, so they're taking the national ID card to give it to an Australian company. This is not good. But that is it. Liberian people, we thought we go or we can't down. The government will say we get money and then we have to give it to a foreign company. So what is the data protection policy? This I think you need to come and tell the Liberian people, oh yeah, we're giving it to a foreign company, but our data is going to be protected because now they're coming to do your fingerprint. Where in the world you have heard, oh yes, a foreign company went to do another country national ID card, their biometric, everything, and then they took it away. So the information ministry, this is time now to come and tell the Liberian people, these are some of the things when we are confused or some of these things, you come and educate us. Oh yeah, Australian company will be taking over the national ID card, but these are things the government putting in place that our data will be protected and what have you. They will not tell you that. But the moment you say Joseph Waka government is doing it, they can't to cost your man, they can't to cost your back, they can't to give you cheek and insult. That's all they good at.
And Aliyu, that's the concern this activist raise, the security concern, because our data, everything will be exposed to this Austrian company. So where do we stand as a country?
So that just might take them, Mr. Nimland, let the government come and tell us this, how they are going to protect our biometric, everything, our data, so we can be aware. But this is not good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aliyu. Let's go back to our weather report man, Solomon Tunis. Tunis, that's it. You heard a little bit of it, so I'm quite sure you have something to say. So let's give you the time.
I mean, it's a good thing for we Liberian to have at least some ID card, form of ID card, because that's one thing we lack of people walking in the street of Monrovia. We're not a single, even a fake ID, something happened to them. They have to be looking all over the world to see who they are. But at least give that responsibility to a Liberian company. I think that's more better off than giving it to some foreigners. Everything in the country, we have to take it out of the country. We're enriching other people. Our people are dying with poverty. One thing George Weah said when he visited 2 days ago when he visited somewhere around the New Jersey area. I read what he said, and he was quite right, that the government today have no regard for the common citizens in Liberia. Even the market women, they don't go and have to buy their product. Instead, they go to the supermarket, they go to the mall, because they see these women or people around the red light, Douala, they are not to their level. They are stink. They can't buy food from them. For all of that must stop. They mustn't make that mistake again what they just made 2003. That was a sound statement. And this is exactly what we're experiencing from this article issue. So that's my take, my brother. Man, there's nothing much we can say. The government is the government. They will do anything they feel like as long as they satisfy Bwaka. Okay?
You know, thank you there, Tunis. You know, when we say this government is treading on a very dangerous path, these are some of the things that, you know, is coming up. Look, the government is wasting a lot of money on things that will not benefit us as a country. You're taking millions of dollars to remove a speaker. You're taking millions of dollars to remove a representative, somebody who was elected by his people. All right, because of policy differences, you spend huge money to have them removed.
Right.
Today, Liberians are struggling because most Liberians are not working.
Mhm.
Your somebody send you small money from abroad, you don't get passport. They say your working ID card, you don't even get working ID card. Sometimes you go to say the working ID card not valid.
Yeah.
So they want the passport or driver license or a national ID card.
Right. So,
So-
if you're not a driver,
Mhm.
you got a problem.
You got a
So
problem.
if you're not a driver, you don't have a passport, and then maybe your photo registration card, the card is not even good.
Well,
If
yeah.
I show you my card,
Yeah, mine too.
it's my
Yeah.
face is blurred.
Yeah,
Sometimes you
yeah.
can't even make me up.
You
when
can't
I-
even make
It's only my name because
Yeah.
of the name on it, and I got all the ID cards I can show. That's the only reason why I can.
So you see, that's
a problem.
the hardship Liberians are faced with. People not working, they don't have working ID cards. You driving, where you will get driver license? You working, where you going to get passport?
Mhm.
So the only thing that will identify you to be a Liberian, that your speech, because when Liberian mentor will know say the man from Liberia. So it's the money that the government is wasting on unnecessary things are monies that they're supposed to take to invest. How will you take a national ID card, information and give it to a private company? I just don't understand. They say the company get 200 years experience. That is seeing experience being within today in the country. Liberia is just going the way it is because we said we have somebody who have worked for 42 years in government. He knows a lot about government. Today we elected him. See what we are going through as a country.
When they told you Buckeye had 242-year experience, you fall for A, you voted for him. So when they tell you the company get 200-year experience, you will fall for A again and the contract.
Yeah.
So that's it. If this government knew they had that will be agenda that they were coming to face national ID card, that was going to be part of their policy and they were going to know how to do it. You see, and then all, like you said, all the money that was wasted behind Konati Kopa, recently behind Yaka Koluba, all of these things. You see, if you knew you were going to come and change the system, having national ID card is very good for every country. And the citizen. That money that you wasted, all of these things, you could use that money to train Liberian, and then you invest that money into them and remain right in the country to protect your data. Instead of wasting money uselessly and wastefully, and then later on you coming to get your whole country biometric to a foreign company and say because you don't have money. That's being very irresponsible and illegal.
I would search because
It's
I got
criminal.
most of my old ID cards somewhere. I took the one that they issued us before the war. I still have that in my uniform.
The national ID.
Yeah, the national ID card. I would, Esther. I mean, can you imagine all those years? That thing when you see it, it was just made last week. The durability is what I'm speaking of.
I know what you're talking about. I have a couple of my parents' ID cards they had, and they're still good.
Yeah. So if the government taking money and chunking it to places that they're not supposed to chunk money, then national ID card at every Liberian, 5 some more million people. Everybody was supposed by now we're supposed to have our ID card because executive order was issued that every Liberian should have. Then later on, the president came and suspended. So I don't know. This company now with a 200 years experience from Austria, you know.
So when they put a 2 years experience in, we'll be happy with.
Yeah, say the 200 years.
Years. Oh, okay.
We're not carried away by experience again.
Exactly, because we are seeing what you're doing.
Yeah, we're seeing somebody who have for the 2 years experience and you know the country is just so we're not going to be carried away by experience again.
That's not going to happen.
You know.
And besides that, it's gotten sweet in their mouths. Senate brought a strange foreign company to handle our transport situation.
Yeah.
And we didn't do no noise about it. We accepted it, so you're ready now. So you keep bringing the foreigners, keep giving our stuff to the foreign companies.
So then how will we prioritize the Liberianization policy? Exactly. When the vice president came up the other day and made a lot of big mouth, you know how many foreign companies are selling local products?
Right.
Club beer products too that they're not supposed to sell because they have a law. There are certain businesses only Liberians are entitled to do it.
Oh yeah.
But today there are a lot of foreign companies that are doing those businesses.
If you will collect the money and put it in the pockets and allow the
very people who are saying these things are the very people who are going to the Lebanese. In fact, they also have shares in some of the companies.
Of course.
I've told you an insider from B. Martin told me the reason the vice president went to B. Martin the other day because he brought in some trucks and he wanted to give out some of his trucks to B. Martin for rental. Okay. So that one of the reasons why that took him there.
And he went and said,
wearing $400 Rolex, $400,000 Rolex.
Politicians
when Liberians go, You see, so many people just, I don't know. We sat behind these microphones and told these people that, look, if you go this way, it will be bad for us as a country. You didn't listen. A foreign preacher man came and said, if you go this way, calamity will befall on this nation. You know, when we overlook God's messenger, that's what can happen to us. You know, God speaks through, he manifests his power through men.
Yeah.
So somebody came and revealed to us that, look, if you do this, you will suffer it. See what Liberians are going through today. George, we have times and places you go, you will buy 4 or 5 bags or, you know, or sachet for $20. Today you're buying one $10. You're buying a whole bag of or how they call it, the sack, right? Yeah. The sack for $150.
Can you imagine?
We will go buy a sack of water.
Plastic bag is $10. Like,
but I just listened to a guy call on the show on on the Freedom Money Rise this morning and said in Bopolu he bought a sachet for $15. And the person told him, said, but we're just selling it $10. We had to add $5 more because the way we buying the sack.
I encountered, I went to Nimba and I was on the bus. We're trying to cross over to go to Ivory Coast. And when they were selling the water, $10 picture all around the place. $10 for one bag.
Yeah.
So it's almost stood a little bit when it's in the leeward counters because what you would take into consideration the gas or the fuel that they will use for the machine and all of that. So it's acceptable. But in the city window, $10. I mean, what's happening?
And you're gonna get where you gonna dig where in the city when they kind of mess that going, you know, it's not even safe. Esther, that's why you see our villagers, the people that live in the leeward counties, they depend on the creek, you know, these areas to go and fetch water to cook their food. But today the creeks are contaminated. Mercury and all that of, you know, chemicals are being used in it. So, you know, it affected, you know, the aquatic life and all of that. Our people can no longer go to the creek to fetch water to cook their food and do other things.
Watching, I'm told the creeks are dirty.
So all the things people are doing, I just sure coming to say you were standing in the gap for Liberian businesses.
When you're taking Liberian businesses, you know how many qualified, competent companies we have in this place that can do our ID card, our national ID card? Do you know how many Liberian companies that we have that can do these things? Then you're taking it, you're giving it to foreign companies. It's a secret deal, questioning the secret deal, because we just getting to know. Let's take a few calls, Esther. Let's get to the comments first, and then we go to the lines and take a few calls.
Right, we have the comments here. Let's take some of them. Hopefully, we'll be able to take all of it. We have live. Okay, that's Saturday. Zonwie Wudule says watching from Atlanta, Georgia, USA. We have Prince Shafar. He says good morning. I'm following from Jamaica Road. We have Smith Emirates Buema. He says good morning. I am Smith Emirates Buema, watching from Grand Cape Mount County. He says good, Madam Esther. How are you doing? I'm fine. We have Roland Wea says watching from Rehab Community. We have Nathan Page. He says good morning, Freedom FM. I'm watching from Kakata. We are 2029. We have Jonathan K. Baller. He says he's watching from the USA. We have Jiba Kamara. He says good morning to my Freedom FM family. I'm watching live from my job. We have Abraham and Allison saying greetings, Freedom FM family. I'm following live. We have Milo Fofana. Milo says good morning. I'm following from 20th Street. And we have Smith Borma again. He says LEC now is like playing DV and then waiting for a result. We have Hilton with a J. Doe says watching from Greenville City, Sano County. Ibrahim and Addison again says the government of Liberia must listen to the suffering of its citizens, especially the youth. Corruption, unemployment, poor healthcare, poor infrastructure, bad governance, and lack of opportunities are destroying the future of young people in Liberia. Many citizens are struggling every day without jobs, without proper hospitals, without good roads, and without hope for a better future.
Can
The
you imagine
rule
that?
of law must be respected, and leadership must serve the people, not personal interest. Well, the end of this message is not here. Sorry. We have Henry Tito Jr. says, good morning, Freedom FM and the Radio LIB crew of the USA with our weather report man, Uncle Tunis from Staten Island, New York City. I'm watching from my residence in Upper Caldwell. Thanks for the show. We have Ina Marvelous Brooks. Ina says, good morning. We have Mary Tule. She says, good morning. I'm watching you from Police Academy. We have journalist Samuel Flomo Jr. says, great job. We have Zopon Bele says, good morning, Freedom FM. Freedom family, I'm watching from 17th Street Sinker. We have Benjamin O.T. Nyema says, I'm watching from Caldwell, Louisiana, and Cassava Hill Community. We have Musiman Robert says, I'm following. We have Sam Toby. He says, good morning, my Freedom family. I'm following you from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota.
Good morning
We
to you, Sam.
Yeah, good morning, Sam. We have Prince Colo. He says, you can street, you and that girl, you are streeting to the people. What is the meaning of it? I don't understand.
Prince Colo, what you mean with streeting? Up by full of organ and
We
tone.
screaming or we streeting people. I mean, I wish we had a way of hinting a voice note, so maybe we'll understand him that way. We have Jordan Seku V Dole. He says, I'm watching from Bakidu Township, Kwaidu Bonin District, Lofa County. We have Clarence Dwyer. He says, good morning, Winter and Esther, and a good morning to the peace-loving people of Liberia. I'm following this morning from Mandela Cooper Boyfriend District, Barnesville, Ben and stuff. Clarence.
It may never in your country now.
Clarence, when you go on that show, you plan to make us laugh, eh? I'll tell you.
Mandela Cooper
We
Boyfriend
have
District.
exactly. We have Andrew Camille. He says, "Good morning, Freedom FM. I'm following live from Doswen Crew Town. I don't know. I hope I pronounced that crew name right. Doswen, is that it?
You say I'm watching from Doswen Crew County.
Doswen Crew County. We have Fongbar Kanakar
Oh, yeah.
Onye says he's watching. Venetia Junior Bar says I'm following Vernugu Town. And Phone Bar again says I'm watching you live from Jane, Liberia. That's Jenny or Jane, Liberia Town. Coma Clanty Ward District, Grand Cape Mount County. We have Clarence Dway. I hope I'm pronouncing it well. Uncle Tunis, I counted.
Yeah, Aliyu County.
Yeah. No, Aliyu is from Bomi, and Tunis is from Cape Mount. I hope I'm right.
No, Aliyu is.
You got 5 people who are also from Bomi. Aliyu,
Aliyu, my man, a VA man.
He's VA, but you got some VA people.
What's the place name? What's the name of the place?
Is there?
Jenny Liberia.
I don't know. Is Jane Liberia or
I think it's Jane. Jane. That's what it's spelled. Jane.
Yeah, a simple way to call it among the VA is Jenny Liberia.
I know that vibe.
Yeah, that vibe. Yeah.
Of course, and we have Venetia's Junior Bar. He says is coming back 2029.
You didn't read Clarence's message though. You didn't end that.
Clarence.
Yeah.
Any ruling from the Supreme Court of Liberia, one is not in favor of Joseph. Once it's not in favor of Joseph Boakai, that ruling is invalid. Joseph Boakai swear to his man Titi Water that nobody from George Weah administration will benefit from any court ruling. And Venetia Junior Bar, okay, we've read that. We have Lavetta Bombo. That's Bombo says she's watching from Soul Clinic. We have Hezekiah Dodo. He says, good morning, Freedom FM and the entire public watching live from District 17, Montserrat County. Thanks for always updating our people concerning major issues confronting our state, Mama Liberia. We have Masa F. Boy says, good morning, my best station family. I am watching from Grand Crew County. Felicia B. D. Backley says, good morning, my Freedom FM family. 2029, the Liberian people will be, people will decide. Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm. Daniel Bacon says, following you live from Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County. Alex Y says, good morning, Freedom FM. I'm trading my dogs for I'm training, I think he wants to say training or trading, whatever. My dogs for 2029 to back, so that's training. My dog to back at every criminal that will be passing around with lies to the Liberian people. Bring a dog because they come here. We come with the rhetorics. I'm telling you.
Oh, whoa.
We'll go back to where.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I just want to get this highlight off. I don't know why it's on
this. Yes, just click on it. Yeah.
Okay. And so we are here. We have
Francis Jusu.
Francis S. Jusu says, I'm following from Foya District, Green Cape Mountain.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll run through all the comments.
We have Stella Sharif watching from Burrowville City. We have Otis Backley. He says, good morning. I'm following from Tusa Fiu Robanosville. We have Amoya M. Fufana. He says, good morning, watching. We have Kobwe Widow says, good morning. I'm following from Kakata Margibi County. Alexa Moba says, good afternoon, guys. I'm watching from Burrowville. We have Christian Twister Roberto Slobber. He says, good afternoon. I'm watching from my home in Caldwell, New Georgia Road this afternoon. Thank you guys for your good work you guys always doing from Monday to Friday. And Inform Liberian today, we're not promoting you. And we have Michelle Dude. He says, watching from my end. So far, when they are
so far so good. Those are all the comments. Inform Liberian today. I don't know, but this platform is you want to join the conversation, you want to watch us, just let us know. But we can, that we cannot use your platform and all of that. So to promote you.
Yeah.
That's it.
So you have to come.
So with the 12 minutes we have, we can interact with the callers. What do you make of this?
Masale is out again. Oh God, I don't know what's happening. Sorry, Aliyu, but I see why you couldn't respond when I was asking.
We can promote anybody.
To be on the record, I'm not from Great Cape Maka. Let's not get it right.
I know
my mother from my father from Suwen Maka District, Medina. Yes, where the Gupuru people. I'm not from Bombay County. That general bureau, the water, Great Cape Maka, that's the area I went from. That
Oh,
Chroma
okay.
Clean. Okay, I'm not from Grand King, but
So
to
you
be
are
on the
from
rest.
Bomi? You are from Bomi?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I see why you call yourself Bomi Peking. All right. That is understood. Thanks for the clarity. All right. So, folks, we have Tunis. You wanted to chip in something. I heard you saying something.
No, I just wanted to buttress what you said, but I was saying that people who try to put something for us to promote them, I said we can still promote you provided you pay our price.
I know, right? That's good. That's it. So we have 10 minutes. We can take maybe 8 calls, and we use the 2 minutes to go home. So, fellow Liberians, it's always important for us to read the comments because these are people who burn their data to follow us. So we just can't leave them out. So let's take a few calls and then we'll go home on 0776 104 104, 0886 500 104, 0770 297 016. Let's take this person. Every caller will have 30 seconds. Hello?
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Nime.
Good morning, patients. Welcome to the show. Let's hear you, patient. Take 30 seconds. Hmm? They got plenty of Liberian companies that can handle that thing with ease. What happened, sir? No, that the company, not the man. They said the company been existing for more than 200 years. Oh. I know, right?
Possible, man. Very possible.
Thank you, patience. Let's leave her there. Thank you. Thank you. Let's talk to another person. Hello?
Morning, Window. Morning to the store.
Morning to you. Let's hear you. Your name and take your 30 seconds.
I'm Marina calling for friends.
Go ahead, Marina. Let's hear you.
Window. Talking this morning from the news. So you want to tell me say no Liberian, not capable Liberian yet to do the thing? So everything we can go on our country, then what would the country can you say?
I'm telling you.
What would the country can you say? What would the say? Somebody with 42 years experience, they give you more experience, they get the 142 and do something for us. We are seeing the country, everything. We're taking it too frustrating.
Thank you, Marina. Thank you so much. Let's talk to this person. Hello?
Hello, Phil.
Yeah, welcome to the show. Let's hear your name and where you join us from.
Yeah, my name is Gabriel Jackie. We are calling from the Oro Gator.
Gabriel, let's hear you. You have 30 seconds. What do you make of this national identification registry thing?
Okay. I think we'll get the immigration, we'll get the AFL, we'll get the police. If me in my belief, if they can give it to the AFL to generate more money to make the army local or the immigration local, that money will go to the AFL. You can carry on that program. If they take that money, then they can do training, and the AFL or that will go wide. But I think they're doing it for you, you're going to do the owner. I will do it. Why immigration therefore? I want secret thing I want to give to all people outside again. I don't know what they are, they never run the war.
Yeah, well, what do people say? Thank you there.
Okay.
Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you. Liberia. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. No time, sir. Let's hear your name and take your 30 seconds.
Okay, my name is Hezekiah Dodo, and I join you from District 17, the District of the Voiceless.
The District of the Voiceless.
Yeah, because we don't get no concern, no.
So that Bobo lawmaker again?
Exactly.
In that district also the lawmaker that are Bobo Bernard Benson.
Oh yeah. Commonly known as DJ Blow for entertainment centers. That what he does. That the only benefit the district get, until artists putting a photo of placard. So these are things that serving the state.
Okay.
My concern got to do with the NRR issue. This NRR issue, this rescue government just did it to bring suffering to the common people. Even some other places are trying to get opportunities for them to earn something for our family. They put the mayors that we should bring this article. They are taking too long. They are serving us. No, it's not never that. So please, if you don't protest in this country, the refugee will not go on. I don't even know what about I was even listening to protest with the gangs all around him. That is my concern.
Thank you, Hezekiah Dodo. Thank you. Let's take two more calls. This person. All the other people that walk on the show, you listen to them giving feedback. Hello.
Yeah, this is Southern Zulu calling from Jason.
Miss Kia Zulu.
Yes.
Next time, Mama, when you call on the radio, you gotta move away.
Sorry.
Okay. Apology accepted. Go ahead. Take your 30 seconds.
We told them that this woman he does nothing to offer this country, but they never heard what was they did not heard us what we were telling them. Yeah, they told us we were stupid people. Sedition was stupid people. Yeah, it's today. Yeah, this woman he can't offer the country anything. Until he turn over. We just pray to God that 2020 let God give some of us long life. That 2020 come so we can keep the old paper off. We fill it up of ourselves that you used to wear. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Who can allow you to address our president like that? Let's talk to this person. Good afternoon.
Thank you for the lady, yeah?
You're not small woman. When you come on the radio, you won't be making flour every day, eh? Hey, no, myself, my hair can pop too.
Oh, I pop my own right.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Don't do that.
No, man, see my phone. Oh, I see my orange phone is in the office. Yeah. I see. Oh, I left my orange phone in the office there. No, sorry. Go ahead, Mama. Go ahead. What happened in there?
Oh, last year of the year, Martin just came when I was doing it.
Yeah, man.
Massive, when you see it, you make it up. There's a Saturday today. Yeah, our community.
In our community, he was running with ski on that road there again.
Running. They walk over and get from you to the bathroom.
Hey, man.
He killed a person and he ran the weapon out of Casey. And he found that job, ran to participate, and he ran to put them up. So we traced the guy yesterday and they done the job. He made it before I did it from the morning. He went by me here. Before I did here. Not for a coming away. They walked on and he didn't get me.
Hey, man.
And the poor fucker brought for us. What again? Number 100 years. Contract. Is that easy? That's why I said that for there with them.
I know.
What worry? Don't worry. For the 2 years, we get 2 years. The other baby, we get 2 years for the 2 years. What why is this for us? What is it? Everything is bad. Nothing can be nothing working for us. Things are getting so hard. They will they kill you until you put it in the street. Don't be coming from there. Don't be waiting for our day walking here. So we see that we don't fly but you want to go. We see this man out there fire when you never walk out the street there. You want to go. And you see your dream, report to your people are appearing. So then we are coming to the
Man City, are you know the person at CDC, the other person at United Party? Are you know them?
FOI.
Ah. Okay. Okay, Man City, thank you. Thank you, Man City. Let's take this person as our last caller. Hello.
Yeah,
I'm fine, thank you. Your name and take your 30 seconds. You're the last caller. Let's hear from you quickly.
Yeah, my name is Panik. Yes, you 1 million. We are a follower of Abraham Godin.
Okay, let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, thank you for your topic on the discussion. But brother, I'm very frustrated this morning because I really want to know if we get president in this country or get leader.
Yeah, your president. Let me call the president name to you. The president name is His Excellency Joseph Newman Boaka. He's the president of Liberia.
I don't think we get president in this country because I say the president get 48 years experience, but for me, I say that 48 years empty score. Because when you get 48 years experience to go to duty, that let everybody know that you get experience. But if you have experience, but the experience is damaging the country, everything, thing that you implement is a disaster for the country. So what we heading here today? Huh? So we not get president in the country.
No, we got president.
Yeah.
Well, Vamoya, we got, thank you. We got president. Don't say that, Vamoya. We got president. We got president in this country. 42 years experience. The Baptist deacon, who served as vice president for 12 years, serving ministerial positions, and you just name it. Now president of the Republic of Liberia. My God. Suleiman, let's go home. Let's hear from you.
Ali, are you there? You want to take the lead?
I don't see Ali. I think he's gone.
Okay. You guys, thank you so much. Every morning you are here to inform the Liberian people. I'm here to give them the weather reports. Ali is there to comment on some of the important happening in Liberia. But one thing we want to let our listeners to know who calls on our show, please, even though you are not in favor of the government, the way they are running, but when you call, please be polite to the president when you're addressing the president. Mm-hmm. Even George Weah loved that. Do not have that kind of sentiment or mindset to send insult to the country president. That's not us. You can express your unwillingness the way the government is running, but don't call him empty squad. Don't say those kind of words on our show. Please,
exactly.
If you do that immediately, we're going to cut you off. Even George Weah, we can give you an example of what he did during the time of the election. People were running around with caskets all over the place at Omepwaka. He stopped there and he admonished them not to repeat it. So please, let's be polite. He is the president. Okay.
Thank you so much, Tunis. Thank you for letting that out of the bag. You know, that's it. You know, we now allow people to use our platform to use invectives on our leaders because, you know, we got to respect our leaders. Just let me put it that way. We got to respect our leaders in as much we have problem with the way they are leading. We can put their feet to fire, tell them to do the right thing, but not to use invectives on our leaders because it's not a good thing to do. So Tunis, thank you very much for, you know, acknowledging that.
Thank you. And we see you tonight at 11 o'clock, the same time, 11 p.m. in East Coast time here, will be 7 p.m. So we can elaborate more on these issues. Thank you so much and have a good day.
All right, you too, Tunis, have a good day there in New York City, Staten Island, to be precise, folks. On behalf of the team, my name is Wendell. Esther Daku was here, Aliyu Masale. Want to say to all of you, play safe and always keep the peace. Mama Liberia is all we have. We got to go, folks.